gained a slim lead in the East with a series win in New York. Now the focus shifts south to a 3-game set with the Marlins. Tanner Roark and Justin Nicolino face off. It's the opener of a weekend series on MASN. Welcome to Miami. The Nats have gone south to take on the Marlins for 3. We're going to be indoors tonight. It's in the high 80s and very muggy outside. Low 70s and comfortable inside Marlins Park. And this ball club has given our club some fits this year. Good morning, everybody. Kind of feels that way to us. Nats got to bed about 4 o'clock this morning on the heels of a really good series in New York. They outscored the Mets 16-4. Not that far away from sweeping that 3-game set.
No, going up to Flushing, doing what you got to do against the Mets, who are the defending National League champions. They play good baseball. When you look at the record, 2-1, right? They took 2 out of 3. 5.3 runs per game. They had clutch hits. The ERA was fantastic, and they played great defense, no errors. But when you talk about who had the big series, what about Daniel Murphy? Everybody talking about his return to New York, and he came through big time. 4 for 11, a home run, 4 RBI. Don't forget the web gems he made at second base, too. A couple of nifty plays with the glove. So Daniel Murphy showing the Mets what they're missing. And how about Anthony Rendon? The last 9 games, 13 for 32, a 406 average, 3 doubles, 5 RBIs, 7 walks, and he had a great series in New York. So Tony Two Bags coming on strong. Daniel Murphy doing his thing. The ball club's playing great.
Yeah, that move, Rendon to 6, hitting with men on base, and Jason Worth up top. Really significant now for Dusty Baker's offense. His pitching staff, not bad either. Right now, the starters are averaging about 6 1/3 every time they go out.
You know, we talk about Dusty Baker a lot, but we got to start mentioning Mike Maddox. I mean, the effect that he's had on this ball club and his pitching staff specifically throughout the first 40-something games has been amazing. You look at the ranks, but it's more about going beyond the numbers with Maddox. These guys have an attitude about them, not taking a pitch off, attacking the strike zone, you know, really having a mound presence out there. We've seen it with guys that, quite frankly, we haven't seen it from before.
Tanner Roark struggling against the Marlins, but he or any major league pitcher will tell you, and by the way, that's what he's done against everybody else. He's gone 7 innings 4 times, 6 innings once against everybody but Miami. But they'll tell you it's about executing your pitches, not necessarily who the opponent is. Guys are not enjoying throwing to Wilson Ramos right now. He has been fantastic. 4 RBIs in New York, and over his last 18 games, hitting safely in 14 of those, 355. Big time production from the Buffalo behind the plate. Marlins Park in Miami. It has been a sizzler in the Miami area today. Right now, 88 degrees outside, partly cloudy, but it'll be 77 under the roof here. So some Nats game notes for you. Still only 15 errors all year, fewest in all of baseball. This season against the Marlins, it's been a struggle. 2-2 here, 5-5 overall. And the Nats' first inning runs, they keep on pounding them out. They had a couple on the Murphy homer last night. Did not do that on Wednesday in New York. And FP, big subject conversation around here. What is going on with the 4-for-41 Giancarlo Stanton?
Well, I'm going to show you right now. The guys were here early. They got some good video of Giancarlo being helped out by some guy named Barry Bonds. So he still can kind of demonstrate what he's talking about. And that's an advantage of having a hitting coach like that. And now he's sitting there telling Giancarlo, basically, I've watched this about 15 times. He's saying, if they throw strike one and strike two and it's not in your zone, tip your cap. But if they miss by a couple of inches, you're all over that and you got him. So then he worked on looking away for the pitch and reacting in. So he's looking for stuff away, and Barry Bonds is telling him that he's getting his front elbow in the way right here. It's called chicken winging. And so what you get like that is you get rotational with your upper body. Barry Bonds wants him more direct to the baseball, barrel to the ball. And I really don't blame you if you didn't hear anything I just said and you're looking at the guns of Giancarlo Stanton, because that is a large human being. But more importantly, he's been struggling, he's been swinging a lot. But with Don Mattingly, Barry Bonds on your side, you feel like Giancarlo is going to make the adjustments. Great players don't stay in slumps for long.
Yeah, if any staff can help a hitter, those guys. Murphy and Harper don't need any help right now. Nats getting ready for this one. Anthony has come alive, and Dusty's ball club a game ahead in first place. Baseball on Masson. It's brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. By Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. And by Dominion. Depend on us for more than energy. Partly cloudy, low 80s outside right now. Quite muggy. Roof is closed in Miami. Great thing about coming down here, now you know you're going to play every day on schedule. And Dusty looking at some of his pre-series notes as the Marlins take the field at home. They're 8-10. The Nats on the road are 13-9. Bryce Harper hitting .318 career against Miami pitching. 20 home runs, 49 RBIs. Home road, you name it, he likes their staff.
Is it a pescatarian when you just eat fish? Solely fish all day long. Well, we'll see if he gets pitched to in this series. That's going to be a topic of conversation. Are they going to go after Bryce Harper? Are both superstar right fielders in this game going to lock in? I think that's another subplot.
And it's worthy to note as the season or the series gets started, that the Marlins have reactivated Edwin Jackson in their bullpen, so they now have 7 right-handed pitchers, no left-handed relievers in their bullpen for late game matchups. So look at Anthony Rendon, 7 for 14, driving in 4 over his last 4 games. It's the kind of hitting we've been waiting for, and Anthony now has his batting average up to 250. And he's a 291 guy with a lot of RBIs against Miami pitching. So tonight, it's 24-year-old Justin Nicolino, and the Nats roughed him up a bit 6 days ago. 7 runs, 8 hits in 5 innings.
They got 3 in the first, so he was having trouble throwing strikes against the Nats. 5 walks. Michael Taylor stole the base, so maybe if Michael Taylor gets on, he's got something on his left-handed move. Bryce Harper stole third base off Nicolino. That was back in Nats Park, the first game of that doubleheader.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? You're going to give up some runs when you walk the first 3 guys of the game.
Yeah, he took a while to lock in that game. Fastball 89. He'll cut the fastball. He'll sink the fastball. Curveball 77. Changeup 83. Here's the defense for the Marlins. Standard. Yelich, Ozuna, Stanton, the outfield. Echeverria, Prado, left side. Dietrich, Bohr, right side. JT Realmuto behind the plate.
Marlins are 10th in the league defensively. And against the left-hander, Michael A. Taylor gets the start tonight. He's 1 for 4 with a couple of walks against Nicolino. First pitch at 7-11, hammered to left center, and Yelich is going to take 1, 2, or 3 bags away from Michael A. Taylor.
I'll tell you what, that's why at the major league level you have to be ready to play baseball on defense, because you never know when a leadoff hitter is going to try to ambush the first pitch. A sinking line drive, a hooking line drive, if you will, off the bat of Michael Taylor. Christian Yelich ready to play. Nice play.
What a great swing by Taylor, unrewarded. Worth and Harper the next 2. And guess who's hitting .474 against left-handers all of a sudden? It's the Nats' number 2 man. Nicolino on the attack with a strike. Paul Emmel has the plate tonight. The crew chief Mike Everett's at first. There he is. Tim Timmons. Mike Estabrook around the bases. Strike call. Paul Emmel, by the way, in his 18th year in the big leagues, calling the balls and strikes. Bryce is next. Jason had an historic, for him, home run last time we were here. Took him a while to find it.
Went in there, right there.
Yeah, number 200.
Right there by that bright color.
Thanks for narrowing down the search area for us.
Yeah, break it down for you. Right, yeah, right there by the blue, orange, yellow, green thing.
Worth career .250 against the Marlins. 17 home runs, 79 batted in. And now that ball is hit extremely hard. Yelich over on a hop, and Jason Worth is 7 for his last 17.
And is so excited that on his birthday he gets "There Goes the No-Hitter." So happy birthday, Jason Worth. The line drive single, and there goes the no-hitter. Nice piece of hit. Look at him go down and get that ball. Christian Yelich cuts it off, holds him to a single. So Jason Worth, 37 years young today.
And he was serenaded on the plane last night for the birthday.
Really fired up that I mentioned his age on the air, but hey, he's 37 years young.
Between the flight crew and the traveling party, it was a pretty bad chorus, but everybody knew what we meant. Harper off the end of the bat out to center for Ozuna. So the Nationals on the attack early in the count here to start things off against Justin Nicolino.
And if you're wondering, it was after midnight. That's why we sang poorly. Andrew Murphy last night off Matt Harvey. How about all the talk about Matt Harvey today? Oh my goodness. I guess when you're the big guy in New York and you're having a scuffle, Everybody going to talk about you, but Daniel Murphy showed the New York Mets what they're missing.
Murphy, alone #1 in the league in hits with 60.
I remember when Matt Harvey shut it down last year and New York freaked out, and then 2 days later he said, just kidding, I'm going to pitch into the playoffs. Then he pitches his heart out in the playoffs, gets you to a World Series, and gets booed off the mound last night. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I saw a comparison today where Steven Strasburg had a 6.55 at this time last year. How'd that end up?
Lower. A lot.
7 years, 175.
Murphy. That one carrying out to Ozuna. So the Nats attacking right out of the gate. Worth the base hit. Tanner Roark now against the pesky Marlins. Shades of New York, and 2 long time into the future Nat starters hanging out together here in Miami. Gio, great in that series as well. So Tanner Roark, 2-7 career, 15 games, 9 starts against the Marlins. They've gotten him 3 times this year. Here's Dietrich, 3-9 or 3-4-9 against him. And on the first pitch of the game, he gets hit, and Dietrich doesn't like it at all. He is a guy who jams the plate. Derek Dietrich hit by a pitch for the 7th time this year.
Their history there? I don't know that Tanner Roark wanted to drill somebody on the first pitch, but check out Derek Dietrich's reaction. All right, spice it up early. I like it. Friday night. Here we go. See the numbers on Tanner Roark. 4th time facing the Marlins in 9 starts this year.
Yeah.
And he's doing something different that I noticed in his warm-up in the bullpen, and we'll get into it.
Ball 1 to Prado. Martin Prado still 3rd in the league, batting at .371. On base percentage, .408. And he's been a nemesis for Roark and the Nats. 9 for 18 against the Washington starter.
See where he's coming set with his glove, kind of around the corner like Jonathan Papelbon. That's new. And when you face a ball club as much as Roark has, maybe they got something on you. Who knows? But he's flopping his glove around in the windup. He's coming set in a different spot, moving his glove. I've said before, Barry Bonds was the best I've ever seen at picking up pitchers' tendencies. Tipping pitches.
Chopper foul. Marlins are 3rd in the league at .272. But with the big guy struggling, they're not scoring a ton of runs. 11th in the league in runs and 12th in home runs. Marcell Ozuna He's been on base 26 games in a row, raising his average from 196 to 302. 394 in the month of May. One pitch. Ramos sitting away. Busted bat. Hugging the ground to Espinosa. Murphy turns it, and that's a 6-4-3. And Ryan Zimmerman continues to be a great salesperson over at first base, bouncing off that bag.
Well, a nice turn by Daniel Murphy. He usually turns a double play flat-footed. He came across the bag right there, cleared himself, and got something on the throw. So a broken back grounder, and you're thinking this isn't hard enough for two, right? Watch Murph come across the bag, clear himself from the runner, get something on the throw. And like you said, Ryan Zimmerman coming off the bag. Nicely done on the 6-4-3 double play.
Nats 37th of the year, and now the bases are empty for Christian Yelich. At .322 batting average, just out of the top 10, but his on-base percentage is .424. Roark's curveball low, 1-1. Giancarlo next. Maybe not this inning. Definitely not this inning. Murphy takes care of that, and Tanner Roark bounces back in a hurry after hitting Dietrich with the first pitch.
Park in Miami, and look at that familiar face. Aaron Barrett back with the Washington Nationals today. Drove over from Vieira, where he has been rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. I caught up with Aaron earlier today. He threw a bullpen earlier today in front of pitching coach Mike Maddox and the Nationals training staff. This was actually the first time that Barrett had thrown in front of Maddox. Barrett threw 60 pitches in the bullpen today, said he felt really good, and he's been told that fastball command is the last thing to come after Tommy John surgery. He said he's been spotting his fastball really good, hopes to maybe go on a rehab in July, guys.
Well, just his presence lights up the clubhouse a little bit, and the dugout. There's the Bear, and that's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Strong beard game going.
Ryan Zimmerman, career .304 against the Marlins. There will come a day over the next year or two when he'll have 100 RBIs against this team in his career. Right now he's at 87. He jacks one high in the air to left. Yelich back there. See you later. That hit above the seats, and Ryan Zimmerman's 5th of the year puts the Nats on top. That's a big time blast in this big yard.
Well, I love the game plan from the Nats hitters tonight. They're coming out hacking. And there goes the no-hitter, Ryan Zimmerman. plants one almost to the Budweiser bar in left field. That guy caught it, so we know where it landed. The ball in his hand.
17 hits his last 17 games, 4 homers, 12 RBIs.
I'll tell you what, it's a good game plan. It might be simply because they just know that Nicolino's going to throw strikes, or when you're tired, it's difficult to concentrate in an at-bat late. You simplify things, you kind of go brain dead and hack early, and that's what they're doing. It's working.
Well, and there hasn't been a softly hit ball yet. Maybe Harper's off the end of the bat out to center, but the other 4 have been hit pretty well. Anthony Rendon on an 0-2 count. He's ripping. That's hooking into the left field corner. So the doubles are starting to come from Anthony Rendon. He'll check in with number 9 on the year, and that gives Rendon 11 extra base hits.
Let's go with the home run first. That trumps a double. So Ryan Zimmerman got a fastball belt high, middle half of the plate. Listen, click. That was a far one.
Wow.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Out there above that big kind of pale orange wall into the upper reaches of left field. So nobody out. Ramos will now try to drive in Rendon.
Rendon now 14 for his last 33.
It's getting it done. Somewhere around 420 during that time. .424 to be exact for Rendon over those 10 games. Inside to Wilson Ramos. Jeep takes us inside the numbers. So among catchers, Ramos leading everybody, and by a pretty wide margin. Minimum 100 ABs for the receivers. Target in. Ramos hammers it. Fair left field corner. Scoring easily will be Rendon, and Wilson Ramos will trade places with Anthony and put the Nats up by 2. There are some loud sounds in Marlins Park right now.
Loud noises. So double first Anthony Rendon, then Wilson Ramos says I can move Rendon not only to third but home. Forget that whole pushing the ball to the right side thing. If you're going to bust me in, I'll just pull it down the left field line.
Wilson Ramos 20th career RBI against Miami and his 19th of the year.
I always thought as a player on a tough travel day, the day before, you were relaxed as a hitter that night. You didn't have a lot on your mind. You kind of already had a built-in excuse because it was a rough travel day, and you inevitably hit better. It's the second day that really knocks you for a loop.
Danny Espinosa this year from the right side, 2 for 21. But 16 RBIs if he knocks one in here. Tanner Roark on deck. Nicolino fooling no one right now. Oh for 2 is Danny against the left-hander. And he hits one to left. See? Oh, it's at the wall. Sorry, folks. Thought it was gone. But Ramos standing up into third. So the Nats have a runner at third with 1 out as Danny Espinosa moves the runner, and Tanner Roark will have a chance to make it 3-0.
Well, productive out, and it did have the sound. And you're thinking with all the hard hit balls, there's a lot of weight rooms going on right now. Hey, get in the weight room. But this ball was hit. And I think Wilson Ramos did a nice job of tagging up, advancing to third, and giving Tanner Roark a chance to help himself out. So it fooled me too, partner. I thought that was gone.
I think Danny did as well. Now Roark, a chance to really help his cause. Tanner does not have a hit this year or an RBI. He's a 144 career hitter with 1 batted in. Infield in, trying to keep it 2-0. Good take. One to Roark. And the off speed had him way out ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So it wasn't the good natured weight room. Watch what Danny does with his helmet. Oh,
oops.
Came up and got him. Those floors down there in the dugout. They're bouncy to say the least. He moved the runner. It's good at bat.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the same with my headset as soon as the inning's over.
I thought that was in the Clevelander too.
Roark, a swing and a miss. It'll require a throw, and that's 2 outs. First strikeout by Nicolino. It'll be up to Taylor, who really hit the ball hard first time up.
Let's taste the world on May 28th. Come out to our Taste the World pregame food festival with a special ticket. You can enjoy bite-sized culinary delights, drinks, and entertainment from more than a dozen embassies. All right, you can take home some salt and pepper shakers. Visit nationals.com/taste of the world. They're tasting the world right now. Ooh.
Taylor, first pitch he saw, crushed one to left center. He crushes this one. See you later. The Nats are killing the ball here in Miami. 2 swings. Taylor has gashed it both times. And this is a 4-0 ball game. Ben Revere had a nice night in New York, but against a left-handed pitcher, Dusty Baker gives Taylor the start, and look what happens.
Line moving here in the second. Michael Taylor with the bolt out of here. Loud noises. And how about the last 3 games? Offense is cool again.
Worth takes. Jason Worth now. And Michael should smile about that baby. 4th of the year. Taylor's 19th career home run. Murphy can't wait to get in there. Harper next. But Jason Worth with that base hit first time up. Right now he's hitting almost .490 against left-handers. 2-1.
Boy, I just love the team game plan. I've always been a fan of team game plans. What is that? Hey, we're all going to hack tonight. Or we're all going to go deep into a count, make this guy work, get his pitch count up, whatever it is. When 8 guys are doing it, it makes life difficult on the opposing pitcher. So tonight you can see their game plan. Get on that fastball early and get after it.
You think Rob McDonald can find some place for the ball club to fly around tonight and then land in the wee hours?
No. They're going to be hurting tomorrow. Trust me.
3-1. Worth takes a strike and the count's full. Base is empty, 2 outs, 4 runs in. Mercedes-Benz will track it. I'm not sure I remember Taylor hitting a ball that got out of the ballpark any quicker than that one.
Yeah, usually it's the high ones, doesn't he? The helium home runs.
Worth to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. Just hooking before it got there.
Wait, what time was batting practice?
Now.
Somebody called NORAD. There's missiles flying all over this place. This is fun to watch, isn't it?
Crushed.
Look out on the concourse.
3-2 again. Worth called out on strikes on an off-speed pitch. But the Nats get homers from Zimmerman and Taylor to bookend the rally. Ryan high and deep. Taylor laser to left. A 4th spot on the board for the Nationals.
There was a couple of home runs. Lexus dealers are donating $250 for those to the Children's National Health System. So keep them coming. It's for a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
Nationals up to 50 team homers on the year. There's Giancarlo Stanton against Tanner Roark, career 5 for 20. 221 with 11 home runs. Busted bat. Espinosa kind of creeping over to his left to grab it. Tanner Roark settling in. And now a lead to work with. Next up, their best hitter at the moment, Marcell Ozuna. Up and in.
So watch Tanner Roark's glove throughout his delivery on this pitch. He's flopping it around. And pitchers generally do that because maybe they're fanning it on certain pitches, meaning making it bigger when they change their grip. And opponents that you've already faced 4 times might be seeing something. I don't know that. I'm just guessing because he's changed what he does right there with all the movement in his glove. So on certain pitches, Carp, for instance,
sure,
if you change your grip, the glove will move. If you keep the grip you go in with, the glove is still. So as a hitter, that's telling me still glove, fastball, moving glove, off speed. So what Tanner's doing right now, and I saw him do it in the bullpen, he's obviously worked on it between starts, is he's just moving his glove constantly as to not tip off his pitches.
That's a foul.
Not saying that he was, but if he felt like he was based on all the Marlins success against him, that's all that matters. It eases his mind out there that he knows that maybe if he was, he's not now.
Well, they scored 16 runs off him in 15 innings coming into this. And Tanner probably had that thought. They act like they know what's coming.
Well, they kind of did.
3-2 with 1 out. Fastball, a good one. Overpowers the right-handed batter. Murphy on the bouncer, 2 outs.
There's the Nats defense tonight. Michael Taylor, as you already know, getting the start for Ben Revere in center. The rest the same. And as a hitter, Carp, if I have that on a guy, and I've faced him 4 times, now I feel lost up there because my success in my mind was based on I knew what was coming the last 3 or 4 times I faced him.
Yeah. Here's Justin Bour. Tanner tried to get that running fastball back to the inside edge and missed. He is working quickly. Murphy's in right field on the shift. That ball hit over Murph and in front of Harper, and it had some hook on it. Bryce had to reach back to his left, and Justin Bour, who had been 2 for his last 27 against the Nationals, gets a base hit, 2 outs.
But Justin Bour's first thought was Bryce Harper's getting this one hopper. I got to hustle to first. He ran through the base. Bryce had a chance to throw him out maybe.
JT Realmuto, the catcher. Another Roark nemesis, 6 for 13. First inning, 7 pitches, 4 strikes. Hit batter, double play, grounder. All of his outs on the ground here so far. Gets a strike call with a little run back action there. Ramos moving inside. Pretty good execution. Off the plate, 2-1.
He was coming set right around where his buttons are in his shirt the last few starts. Now he's by that curly W on the logo. And why is he doing that? To kind of hide his glove from the hitter like Jonathan Papelbon does. Not quite as pronounced as the Nats closer, but similar.
Runner at first, 2 outs. Santa 2-2. Roark, 57th career start, 10th against the Marlins. Jams him, able to get it up the middle. Realmuto, a couple of 2-out hits here.
That's a good at-bat by JT Realmuto. Had a tough pitch from Tanner Roark away, fouled it in the stands, got another pitch that was tough on the inner half, and watch him fight to get his hands inside of this baseball and push it up the middle where nobody is. Well, the more you see the Marlins catcher play, the more you like him.
Yeah.
Solid player.
25 years of age. 257 batting average. His first 2 years in the big leagues. Really 1+ years. Played only 11 games as a rookie a couple of seasons ago. Here's Echeverria hitting .242. Nissan tracks strike 1. Then a great slider to follow it up. Echeverria has added 20 points onto his batting average since the start of the Marlins series in DC. He's always been a dangerous number 8 guy for our pitchers. And that one off the glove of Ramos, who had to really reach. Runners move up.
Well, that's a big miss. All of a sudden, you got a couple of RBIs now potentially for Echeverria, and it looked like a cutter that just took off. You see that ball just kind of slide to the left on Wilson. So with the base open and a 1-2 count, what do you do if you're Tanner Roark? Do you go after Echeverria or you go after the pitcher on deck?
Yeah, first base open now.
That 2-strike thing might make you get greedy.
Well, make him hit your pitch or miss your slider.
Nice.
First strikeout for Tanner Roark. 4-0 Nats. Top of the third, Bryce Harper on his way. 20 career homers, 49 RBIs against Miami. Armed Forces Day brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA and by DynCorp International. Proudly serving our nation for 70 years. Armed Forces Day created in 1949 to honor Americans serving in the 5 military branches: Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. We'd like to thank all past and current members of the U.S. Armed Forces for their work and dedication in protecting our country. We salute.
Oh, I'd love to hear what Dusty Baker is telling his pitcher.
Lefty-lefty with Harper. Bryce attacking early first time. Fly ball to Ozuna in center. Bryce might be the only batter so far who made contact and didn't center the ball. Strikeouts to Roark and Worth last inning, but every other batted ball has been smoked. Bryce gets under one, up toward the girders, and out of play. I thought we might have a deflection up there.
That was so close. Almost hit that green gray thing up there. Hey, nice catch. That a big
kind of green shirt got it. Bryce was shaking his head. He probably thinks he should have missed the girders and hit the seats in right field with that one.
Might have been his best swing in a while, actually.
1-2 pitch.
Line drive last night was pretty loud.
Yeah, hard single to right field in that 7-run third inning. And by the way, the Nats now have scored 4 runs or more in an inning 11 times this year. They've only given up 4 once, and that was the Marlins against Tanner Roark last time out.
Oh, give it to a Nats fans. I see you working.
Inside some numbers from PNC Bank. The walks, the on-base percentage way up, the other production down, as he hasn't seen much of anything. And that was a base hit until Nicolino stabbed it for the first out, third inning.
The Nats are going to host the Mets for the first time this year. It's May 23rd through the 25th. So you just saw the Mets at Citi Field. Daniel Murphy will greet them at Nats Park. Visit nationals.com for tickets. I like Murph with the beard better, just my opinion. But he can hit regardless.
Murphy, right side. Ground ball handled by Dietrich, 2 down. Bringing up Ryan Zimmerman, who hit one a Miami Mile last time up.
I don't know how far Miami Mile is, but he hit it pretty far. Let's go with some Yellowwood bringing the lumber. Listen. Ooh. Oh, we got the doubles and a homer with it. I got ambushed by that. Look out, fans. That just guy wore it off his shoulder. Did you see that? There you go. Look out on the concourse by the ATM, trying to make a withdrawal. I was trying to get the truck to put together a highlight reel of the fans getting barraged here tonight by the line drives.
Zimmerman, career homer number 205. Not many of them longer than that. Off speed drops in, counts even, 1-1.
Yeah, that's where that pitch goes against the big boys.
Zimmerman to the left side for Echeverria. Nats go 1-2-3 on grounders in the third inning. So Nicolino kept the ball down. He gets to bat in a moment.
With the Washington Nationals, I wanted to thank all the men and women that are serving our military on Armed Forces Day. Thank you.
Well said, Bobby. And when you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. It's brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. A question for all of you. What name was mentioned second to Steven Strasburg when he signed last week? Everybody kept talking about Austin Voth, who's at AAA right now. He was a 5th rounder just about 3 years ago out of the University of Washington. And every time Mark Lerner, Mike Rizzo, Dusty Baker would reference the great young pitching in this organization, that name popped right out.
Oh, I thought he signed a 7-year deal or something.
He might someday. Justin Nicolino, 0 for 7 on the year, 1 for 32 career. Good looking breaking ball, strike 3. 2 Ks in a row for Tanner Roark, so the first time through the order. The Marlins go 2 for 8, 2 singles and a hit batter. And that hit batter is walking in right now, Derek Dietrich. Dietrich against Roark, 3 for 9. A homer, 4 walks, and hit by 2 pitches this year.
Apparently that was the day I had off. Tanner hit him with the first pitch of that game too. That's why we had a little stare down going on.
Zimmerman just couldn't get there.
I love when there's a line drive to Ryan Zimmerman because Daniel Murphy always jumps.
Trying to help him?
Trying to help him. You do that. If you're standing next to your buddy and he's jumping for a ball, you think if you jump, you can help him jump. Watch Daniel Murphy and Ryan Zimmerman both jump. There's Murphy. Oh. The deke last night with Yoenis Cespedes going to second base, he's fun to watch, folks.
He's always thinking about the next thing he can do to disrupt somebody on the other ball club and help his own guys.
That just tells me he's really into it, and that's a good thing.
Every pitch. Here's Martin Prado, hit the double play ball on a busted bat to short. First time. Dietrich and the Marlins don't run much. He hasn't attempted one. He does a lot of leading off for them. Now that Dee Gordon's hurt, and the Marlins are 13 out of 20. Third lowest stolen base total in the National League. Prado, good guy in a situation like this. He can move the ball all over the place. Kind of right off the end of the bat. In fact, he looked at the barrel after fouling that one off. Target in. That was a big time rip by Prado. There's been a singles and doubles guy this year with a very high batting average. Right now he's hitting 60 points over his career 291.
Coming set right at that curly W. And if you're standing in the box, maybe you can't even see his glove. Or not a whole lot of it.
Front door curveball well inside.
And the reason that's so important for a guy like Tanner Roark, he lives on you thinking with him, but guessing wrong. I mean, that's what made him so good in 14 as a starter. He set you up. He couldn't do that as a reliever. So if you're thinking that a team knows your pitches, you make the proper adjustment, and he has.
2-2 with one out. Swing and a miss. He's got some swing and miss slider stuff going tonight. His last 3 outs on strikeouts.
Sweeping slider right here. Watch where it starts. Inner half and ends up off the plate away. And Prado obviously looking for something in. Watch him spin out of there. Ran out of bat.
Yelich ground ball to Murphy first time.
I'll tell you what, that might be, besides breaking up with double play, the thing I miss most, just trying to figure out a pitcher if he's tipping. It's such a puzzle that you try to solve every night, especially as a bench player. You have nothing to do, so you're just focusing in on any little clue you can get from the pitcher. And guys used to run over. I'd say, I got him. And they'd all come over and I'd say, look, this is what he's doing. He's coming set at his second button on a fastball. He's coming set on his third button on an off speed. And you just find something he's doing, where he's going into the glove with his ball. Sometimes it's higher or lower. Sometimes his glove's at a different angle. So you just sit there and you solve that puzzle every night because you got nothing else to do.
Well, first 3 innings tonight, Tanner Roark is exorcising a few demons and ghosts from earlier in the season. Right now the Nats are pummeling the ball and Rendon's in the middle of it. A double after the Zimmerman homer first time up. Ramos brought him in as part of that 4-hit, 4-run second inning.
thank you to all the servicemen and women out there. Happy Armed Forces Day.
Thank you, Chris Heisey, Mr. Home Run off the bench for the Nats this year. Top 4, Nicolino, 45 pitches, 32 strikes. He'll face 6, 7, and 8, and all 3 of them hit the ball extremely hard first time up. Anthony Rendon starting to pile up the doubles now. He has 9 of them. 16 last year in just 80 games. The year before that, he went to second base 39 times with batted balls when he hit 287. 1 ball, 1 strike. Went down and got it. This one to the left of the shortstop. Echeverria over to get it. 4 straight ground ball outs, and here comes Wilson Ramos. Dan has more.
Bob, Wilson Ramos has gotten off to a hot start offensively this year. His on-base percentage is north of where we'd normally see it. Part of that is probably due, in fact, to Wilson Ramos swinging at fewer pitches outside of the strike zone. This year, swinging at just 32% of pitches that aren't in the zone. That's well down from last year when it was 36%. The year before, 38%. Ramos has expanded the zone in the past. He's doing that less frequently this year, keeping pitchers inside the zone and swinging at better pitches.
I'm no scout, but if you can see, that probably makes a difference. I mean, that surgery he had in spring training has to.
He's a LASIK commercial testimonial waiting to happen.
The Buffalo here for laser surgery.
This one well hit the other way, sending Stanton back, and he will run it down right in front of the Miami bullpen. It's 392 to the wall, so in a lot of ballparks, that's up against the wall, may be gone.
I would imagine that it's like HD TV versus regular TV with what he's seeing this year. The clarity, he's picking up the seams on the ball. A nice running catch by Giancarlo Stanton, but that ball is hit too.
Ramos so strong. I'd love to see it when he's going to right center like that. 6 in a row now for Nicolino since the Taylor home run. And Espinosa goes up hacking. That'll be for Stanton as well, and we're going to roll right into the bottom of the 4th inning here. Nicolino getting quick outs. Tanner Roark right back to work. Baseball is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Tonight, the Masson RAV4 chasing the other vehicle through the ramps and streets of downtown Miami. Everybody wants to know what Tanner Roark's pitch count is. We can tell them it's 40 pitches, 25 strikes. Giancarlo Stanton, bottom of the 4th, swing and a miss. Tanner broke his bat first time on a bouncer to short.
Did you see how huge he was with his sleeveless shirt in batting practice in that video we showed at the beginning of the game?
He made Barry Bonds look like an ordinary person.
Well, look at this. Are you kidding me? Barry talking about how I just want you direct to the baseball, and you're kind of chicken winging with that front arm, which will make you rotational and spin off. And all the time I was doing that demo, I'm thinking, this guy's jacked. I mean, we knew he was big, but wow.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was a wide receiver in high school. Yeah, I'm going to come up and play bump and run on him.
Wow, he got punched out by Mike Everett, the crew chief, at first. Marlins didn't think he went. Strikeout number 4 for Roark. That was close.
I didn't think he went. That's why I kept talking about his football days. I didn't think that was close. Struggling.
4 for his last 43. Front door curveball, a beauty from Roark to Ozuna.
That was interesting. They had on the wall of the dugout the umpire's tendencies on like a heat map, like a power zone, if you will, for the umpire's strikes and balls right behind Stanton. Interesting, right there. Look at tonight's home plate umpire, Paul Emmel.
Yeah, righties and lefties.
Wow. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Two and 2. Tanner Roark has had great pace and rhythm to his evening so far. He's only been on the stretch for 4 hitters. That helps. But tonight he's got the Marlins chopping a lot of balls straight down into the dirt. 6 ground ball outs of the first 9, and a strikeout here in the 4th.
He's got him off balance.
Mercedes-Benz on the AB here. 2-2 pitch with 1 out. Braves lead 2-1 4th inning at Philadelphia. Brewers lead 2-1 4th inning at New York against the Mets. Phillies a game behind the Nationals. Mets 2.5. So the Nationals again trying to get back to Dusty Baker's constant goal. He wants to be 10 over all the time. And Ozuna gets a hold of one. Right above the Nationals bullpen. He's on base for the 27th game in a row with his 8th home run. 4-1 ball game.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat, 9th pitch of the sequence. So a battle between those two goes Ozuna's way, just kind of smooths that out there. You remember when it was hard to hit a home run in this ballpark? Ball's flying tonight.
Yeah. That's the 2nd longest on-base streak in the big leagues this year. Joe Mauer had one from early April to early May, 28 games. Well, they've gotten him straightened out because last year, not a good year for him. Well, got off to a slow start this year, but he's on fire right now. Justin Bour base hit to right first time. Bouncing ball right side this time. Zimmerman leads Roark to the bag perfectly. 2 outs.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
2 outs, bases empty. JT Realmuto, and he had a great battle against Tanner 2 innings ago. Took an inside pitch right up the middle for a hit. And he's 7 for 14 career against the right-hander. Two-one pitch. Slipping 93 right by him. Tanner looks free and easy tonight. So the breaking ball away. On the ground to Murphy. That's it. 8 ground ball outs by Tanner Roark. 1 solo homer. It's 4-1 Washington. Washington Nationals. And copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Hope they got radar over there on South Beach. Ozuna going really deep, and it's a 4-1 ball game. Only the 3rd home run given up this year by Tanner Roark. Struck out first time up in the 2nd. And he hits one well to left. Going back Yelich. Just short of the track. Tanner, a good swing at it right there. Still looking for that first base hit of the year.
Let's go back in 2nd inning. Michael Taylor hit a bolt to left his first time up. Christian Yelich caught that one, but I don't think Yelich will ever catch this one. And that fan tried. I mean, it was a good effort. A low laser. 6 career home runs on first pitch.
Interesting. Out of his career total of 19. Tried to do it again. Ground ball, Echeverria.
Swinging Nats tonight. They're hacking.
That's 9 straight for Nicolino since the Taylor home run. And it'll be Jason Worth, 2 outs, bases empty, top 5. Justin Nicolino from Orlando University High School. Originally drafted by the Blue Jays, and then he came over in that crazy multiplayer deal back in November of 2012. 11 players and cash between here and Toronto. Notables in there: former Nat Yunel Escobar, Echeverria, their shortstop, another former Nat, Emilio Bonifacio, Josh Johnson, Jose Reyes, other notables in that mega deal. Worth 1 for 2 with a base hit and a taken third strike.
With all the line drives to left, Nicolino's made a simple adjustment. He and JT Realmuto are throwing everything away, and it's working. It's not much more complicated than that. Everything was in early. He paid the price. Now that everything's away, and he's doing well.
Juan Nieves likes the turnaround. Worth into center. Ozuna, even with the fences in, that's a long fly ball out here. Now 10 straight. The Nats go 1-2-3.
Tanner Roark so far in this game made some adjustments with his delivery. Might even have a little more of a crossfire going than I've seen in the past, stepping toward third base, but he's getting lots of ground ball outs. The slider's been the story with 2 strikes. It's been late and quick, which makes it difficult for right-handers to pick up. So Tanner Roark doing a nice job so far in this one. Time for Toyota Case for Kids. Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation for $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
8 ground ball outs, 4 innings, 60 pitches, 39 strikes. Struck out Echeverria on a killer slider first time up. He goes up hacking, little chopper, bare hand, got to hurry, does it very well. Tanner Roark, a good athlete, bouncing off that mound, 1 out.
He field this position so well. I mean, you don't even really get excited about these plays anymore because you see him do it all the time. Look at him bounce off the mound, bare hand, kind of push that ball into the surface and get a good grip. Nice play. Echeverria can run.
4 1/3 now. You just said something that piqued my interest. Everybody thinks about picking the ball up and getting a grip. You said pressing it into the surface to get a grip.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
Well, sometimes instead of just picking it, you miss it. So you reach down and push down so you get a good grip on it. Because if you try to pick it, how many times you see a guy miss it and it goes back down the ground when you just try to, like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
That game where you try to get the stuffed animals with the.
Yeah. I always get the pack of gum on those.
You got the forklift thing that goes down there and tries to pick it up and then it drops. Yeah, smush it in there. Watch him smush it. Well, not really, but.
No, I hadn't heard that before.
Don't let
That's
the
interesting.
video get in the way of a good story.
Dietrich 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, and he taps a breaking ball. And as we noted last inning, the Marlins continue to pound the ball straight down. Tanner Roark in this game has 13 outs 9 on the ground, 4 strikeouts. Nobody has caught a fly ball yet. And Lenny Harris had no interest in that one. Nicolino struck out looking first time. He'll be tagged out. 2 outs, strikeout number 5. Next 5 ball games will take us well into the homestand. So the Marlins here, the Nats battling tomorrow. Joe Ross, Jose Fernandez, Fox has that one. We'll have Scherzer and Adam Conley, the lefty, for you on Sunday. And then we get to greet the Mets again. And at home, you get to meet the Mets because you haven't seen them yet. Jock Jones, Dusty Baker, good-looking fastball. Ball 1 to Derek Dietrich.
Wouldn't it be great if Mr. Met made a road trip and the Presidents pummeled him in a race?
So it wasn't available inside corner, but that one was away. And I'm pondering your thought there.
I just thought you were ignoring me like you usually do. I think it's an amazing idea. I'll just talk to myself.
Well, sometimes the pitches get in the way.
Yeah,
that's another good one out there. It's 1-2.
Tanner Roark is confident, and you know how? It has nothing to do with his stuff or the score. When he works at this pace, he ain't thinking. He's just going.
1-2. Breaking ball, fouled.
When he's locked in, it's pretty simple. He gets it and goes. And when he's not, he's trying to make the adjustments mentally, physically. That takes time. Haven't seen a lot of that front hip sinker tonight to lefties. It's been mostly sliders.
Time given. That's fair. Murphy and Zimmerman acting like they wanted it, but they wanted no part of that. Pick it up softly, Daniel. There might be some splinters on that thing.
Oh, Zim's funny. He makes me laugh. Make a play right here, boys. Coming at you. It's not the ball, it's a bat. Watch Ryan Zimmerman. Like Murph's calling it.
Yeah, right. Remember last night? Harvey shut it down on the windup and Ryan went ahead and swung anyway.
It's a good try. Good effort.
The guys are loose. Feeling good.
That's what happens when you get 3 hours sleep.
1-2. The whole AB from Nissan. So he's done some jamming on the left-handed batter here. Dietrich flips one out to the left on a breaking pitch. Small crowd in Miami tonight. They're averaging 20,169.
See the new glove thing he's got going on? Just open, close, open, close, open, close. So you can't detect any movement on certain pitches and a still glove on others.
Yeah, good catch on your part during his warm-up. And a 2-2 with 2 outs. Didn't miss by much. That didn't miss by much. So he gave him the breaking balls on the outside edge, but Paul Emmel didn't call any fastballs to the inside edge.
Working him out, working him in. 10-pitch battle goes Derek Dietrich's way, and Tanner Roark looked frustrated. That was a good pitch.
Martin Prado is next. First pitch, hacker. Ground ball double play and a strikeout tonight. The fastball had some run back to it. And another strike two. Prado makes contact. (4-1) Nats, bottom of the fifth. Prado, base hit. That's a signature Prado at bat right there. And Christian Yelich suddenly represents the tying run.
Oh, he tried to throw the slider on the black of the pitch before and kind of expand after he established a fastball away, and then he goes fastball that ran back, got a little bit too much plate. And Prado takes advantage of the hole created by Derek Dietrich.
Yelich twice on grounders tonight. Rolled over one to second, then hit one in front of Tanner Roark. This is a big sequence in the middle of the game suddenly. And the curveball misses. Big man waiting. 1-0 pitch.
Being aggressively careful right here with Yelich, even though there's a large human being on deck that can hit the ball far. You have to go after Yelich, but how you go after him is a different story.
Another little tapper. Another ground ball out for Tanner Roark. How's everybody doing in Wilmington, Illinois tonight? Your hometown guy is pitching really well in Miami. Day brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. and by DynCorp International, proudly serving our nation for 70 years. And if you're in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard, we salute you this evening and thank you for your work and dedication and for protecting each and every one of us in this great nation of ours. Tanner Roark, 83 pitches, 56 strikes. Took a while to get that 5th inning over with.
Dusty Baker would like a few add-ons right now.
Harper, Murphy, Zimmerman, 3-4-5 here. Harper gashing one, and he's thinking 2 or 3 right here. Stanton's got a long way to go to get to this ball. Bryce is going to stop at second. Picked up Bob Henley as he approached the bag, and Harper has an extra base hit.
A nice swing by Bryce. Looks like he got something on the inner half. I think it was a fastball. And it rattled around that corner for a minute. He was thinking about 3. He'll settle for 2. And the patented helmet coming off thing, yeah, you guessed it. There it is.
7th double of the year. Bryce with his 18th extra base hit. That'll get Juan Nieves to the mound. Murphy, Zimmerman, and Rendon now the next 3 hitters for him. That'll get the Marlins bullpen going with right-hander Dustin McGowan. If you weren't with us early, they have no lefties in their bullpen again, as they reactivated Edwin Jackson prior to this series. Inside some more Murphy numbers brought to you by Jeep. Highest batting average in a single month. He gets the parking space over everybody right now, hitting .416. So those are Nats that have had great months in the past. And by the way, Ryan Zimmerman, that was September of his call-up year in '05.
I don't know, the best spot in our parking lot says umpires.
It does.
I mean, I go for that spot every day, and I'm thinking, do they really need to park that close?
They'll toss you and your Jeep. Murphy trying to move that runner, hooking his bat around that one. So the Nats box. Let's go back to the 2nd. Zimmerman, long homer to start the inning. Rendon and Ramos doubles and made it 2-0. And then Taylor, a 2-run bomb of his own, straightaway left field. 11 innings this year for the offense, scoring 4 runs or more. And one of the big ones in this ballpark last time around, that 4-home run, 7-run inning. Murphy, and with the ball going slow, Harper's going to try to go to 3rd, and a great play by Echeverria will get him out on a tag play.
I wonder if he got in there. I know the throw beat him. It's a great play by Echeverria, and it's not a bad read by Bryce Harper. Why? Because the ball's hit softly. So the rule of thumb is if it's hit firm, it's got to be to your left. But if it's hit right to your right side and it's slow and you think you can beat the relay to 3rd, you can go.
And maybe if Bryce doesn't have to jump over the ball, he's safe.
Look at the play by Echeverria, though. Diving, throwing, one motion. Did that get him?
Well, we're going to find out, because the Nats are going to challenge this play.
But is that tag on him right there? Here, this will tell better. Right there. No, he's out. Which means, based on my performance, he might be safe. But I think he's out.
Yeah, don't be afraid to start another rally.
I mean, he's out. He's out because his lead leg didn't hit the base. If his lead foot sticks the landing and hits the base, it might have been a close call. But because his lead foot was in the air and never really touched the base, so it was his bent knee that was coming. See, his foot comes off. It hits initially, then comes off.
And it looks like Prado kept the tag on.
His foot comes, it hits the bag initially. So maybe he's safe right there, but then it comes off and he keeps the tag on and there's nothing in contact with the base.
This should not take that long.
Survey says
he's out. So it'll be Murphy at first on the fielder's choice, 1 out for Ryan Zimmerman. Now the Nats out of challenges. Don Mattingly is going to go to his bullpen. He doesn't want the left-hander Nicolino to face Ryan Zimmerman again. So Nicolino goes 5 1/3, and this call to the bullpen is packaged by the UPS Store. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. Visit the upsstore.com for locations. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Jackie Bradley Jr. of Boston is going crazy. Another home run tonight. 25 games on the hitting streak. Chris Sale of the White Sox is the Steven Strasburg of the American League. But he's won every time out. Chris Davis of Oakland. 9 homers, 20 RBIs this month. Had a walk-off the other night. Getting it done. Another great hitter leads off first. Dustin McGowan.
a fastball slider change. Fastball 94, slider 87, change 88.
Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 2 career with an RBI against McGowan. 1 for 2 with a home run tonight. Stanton way off the line and right, trying to cut down that gap. Murphy back in,
adding to his league leading throwovers. Unofficially, of course. I wish they kept that stat. I guarantee you he's leading baseball in throwovers.
.41 Nats looking to add on here in the 6th. Ryan had a big cut. That was 96 from the longtime Toronto Blue Jay. Last year with the Phillies for 14 games, and now 9th appearance for the Marlins this season. Counts even. Ryan Zimmerman getting some healthy cuts tonight.
Dave Jagler in the radio booth had a chance at that. First one I seen come up here.
Yeah, we're elevated a bit. Nothing like at home, but we're back off the field considerably here. Zimmerman takes one low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know what's happened here tonight kind of makes sense. You get in late, you're tired, but you got a big league game to play, so you get all coffeeed up, Red Bulled up, you come out, you're fired up, and then you put a 4 spot up there, that kind of wears off, and then
now
the reality, the wall hits. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it's hard to add on nights like this. They're trying. It's just, what do you have left in your tank?
Zimmerman to short. Echeverria and Dietrich turning the 6-4-3. Inning started off with a Bryce Harper double. Stanton will lead off ahead for Miami.
There's your Cox Game Summary brought to you by Cox's new Contour. Get right to the good stuff. And the good stuff was the second inning for the Nats, a 4 spot. Ryan Zimmerman, 28th career homer against the Marlins. Wilson Ramos, a double. And Tanner Roark has been real good here.
Giancarlo ground ball to short and a check swing strikeout. Tanner got Yelich with a big out to end the 5th. So Stanton bats for the 3rd time tonight, leading off an inning.
So what Barry Bonds was telling Stanton before the game is stay in your zone. Look for one pitch in one spot and look away for that pitch. And if he paints 2 pitches on you and you're 0-2, so what? Tip your cap. But if he makes a mistake, be all over it. And right now, Giancarlo Stanton's as lost as I've ever seen him.
Hearing a few boos here in Miami. Mercedes-Benz will track a heat-seeking fastball here.
Well, a couple of strikes that he took, and then he swings at a borderline pitch, a little cutter it looked like at 93. That ball's moving away from Stanton. Maybe it had a little sink to it. Check that.
So right now, the most dangerous guy in the Miami lineup, not him, but the guy Tanner Roark's looking at. Marcell Ozuna, who homered on the 9th pitch of his last at bat in the 4th inning.
So a lot of times, he was out here for 45 minutes, that video we showed you before the game. And a lot of times a hitter, you can work yourself deeper into a slump. A, by thinking too much, and B, by working too hard. What do you mean working too hard? Well, you get tired, you swing too much, your back gets heavy, and then you have nothing left for the game. And I'm sure his mind is just spinning right now with all the information that's coming at him.
This ball hit out to center. Michael A. Taylor right there, 2 outs.
Because you know what happens is you got the $350 million man down there, and everybody's telling the coaches, fix him, like get him going.
Yeah.
Whomever, GMs, owners, and then now you have Don Mattingly, Frank Menachino, Barry Bonds, everybody really from a good place trying to help him out. And a lot of times that just creates so much clutter in your head. It's almost like if you had a pilot landing a plane and you had 50 people in the cockpit telling them what to do, and you just get so locked up you can't do it. So the best remedy for me in a slump is step away from it. Don't do anything for a couple of days. Don't think about it. Just pick up a bat, be an athlete, see ball, hit ball. Sometimes the simplest things are the best way to solve a problem.
54 strikeouts. You saw that graphic, second most in the National League. The most struck out batter is Trevor Story of Colorado with 58.
I mean, that's a look of a guy that's really grinding, right?
Searching, grinding. The only run for the Marlins, home run Ozuna, 4th inning. They've had 4 other hits. They put hits together in the second, but Tanner Roark struck out Echeverria. They had 2 men aboard in the 5th when Tanner got Yelich on a comeback. Great changeup. Pulls out a beauty here in the 6th inning. Justin Bour 1 for 2 tonight against Roark, career 4 for 16. Right in there. Justin Bour now 3 for his last 30 against Washington pitching. Tanner Roark, strikeout number 7.
Reference Barry Bonds, the hitting coach for the Marlins, out on the field before the game with Giancarlo Stanton doing some work with Stanton on his swing. Well, Barry Bonds himself took some swings, and it was interesting for me being out here on the field watching members of the Nationals really lock in on Barry when he was taking some rips himself. They were really focusing on Barry. All of them kind of stopped what they were doing out here, and I talked to Dusty Baker, who obviously managed Barry in San Francisco, and he noted most of these players were kids when Barry was playing, and Barry was the man back then. People used to tell Dusty that when Barry was about to come up, they'd wait to use the bathroom or to get some food or a drink until Barry was done hitting. I told Dusty it was cool for me to see Barry swing again, and he understood. He said, hey man, you can hit until you die, you just can't run no more.
Slider down and a strike to Anthony Rendon. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. That's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report.
Don't miss his at-bats either. Same way.
Rendon 1 for 2 with a double. He's pulled it twice. He hits this one well out to right center, but Giancarlo plays way off the line here to cut off that gap. 1 out, 7th inning.
How about some Geico highlights? Let's show the Buffalo roaming around this spacious ballpark. First time up, double down the left field line, and then last time a bolt with Giancarlo Stanton had to go back halfway on the warning track to make the running catch. So there's the hit speeds on the double. 106 fly out 95, and 6 and 7 Anthony Rendon and Wilson Ramos might be the hottest bats in the lineup right now.
How about that 95 going the other way? 97 from the pitcher. McGowan by him right there. Wilson Ramos against Dustin McGowan, 1-for-1 career with a base hit. Right-hander got the double play ball against Zimmerman. He's lined out Rendon, trying to keep his team within 3 here, top 7. Blake Treinen getting ready. Tanner Roark through 6 innings is at 95 pitches, 65 strikes. Braves still lead at Philly, but the Mets lead 3-2 at home against Milwaukee.
This whole sit on the 4-run second thing is making Dusty Baker nervous, I guarantee you. But he knows it was a tough travel day, and he's just hoping his boys have something left in the tank.
Ramos, quite a rip. Wilson Ramos, 6 homers, 20 career RBIs against the Marlins, including that RBI double tonight. 1-2. He goes out and chops it. Ball fair. Bare hand play. Well played by Martin Prado. 2 outs.
Pretty close at first, but the Nats don't have a challenge. Join the Nationals in Kaiser Permanente on Tuesday, May 24th. Nats take on the Mets for the 2016 Federal Workforce Day at Nats Park. Federal employee ticket discounts are available for this game and all season long by going to nationals.com/VIP and use the code GOV16.
Got the camera, the golf shirt, the ball cap, fully decked out, watching his Nats tonight lead 4-1. Danny Espinosa now to the left side of the plate, 0 for 2 career against Dustin McGowan. That's his changeup fading way outside. Tanner Roark is on deck, and it's possible Treinen only warming up if they have to hit for Tanner. If Espinosa makes the out here, he might come out for the 7th. It is the bottom of the Miami order. Tanner Roark, 101, 110, and 115 his pitch count last 3 times out. He's at 95. Clint Robinson has a bat.
Well, if you're on the bench for Dusty Baker, you have to be ready for anything.
Espinosa goes the other way, and the count's even. 20,017 paid and announced here at Marlins Park tonight. Right about their average. They're averaging 20,169. Lowest total in the National League, but not in the major leagues. Target in. Almost got Danny in the foot. He's been hit by 7 pitches this year, just as Derek Dietrich has been for the Marlins. Nationals have 1 hit since the 2nd inning. Fourteen of the last 15 batters retired. Espinosa works the 2-out walk. So does Tanner stay or does he go? First walk issued by the Miami staff tonight, and Tanner stays.
Good at bat. Turn the lineup over, get Tanner Roark up there.
It's Danny Espinosa's 13th walk of the year. Roark 0 for 2, and he couldn't stop his swing.
That was 95, and it looked like a slider. I mean, he throws a cutter, but that one was ridiculous. Dusty Baker with a new toothpick.
Roark goes out and foul tips it on 97. .460 Washington. They've stranded 1. 150 Miami. They've stranded 5 base runners. On the move, Espinosa. Roark, a line drive foul. Had to be hacking on 2 strikes.
Well, I'm just thinking, why not start your 8th hole hitter with the pitcher up and 2 outs? Because if he's out of the game, say after this next inning, you're going to pinch hit anyways, or double switch, or whatever you're going to do. So usually the rule of thumb is, well, let the pitcher hit and you start at the top of the order next inning. Not the case right now. If you don't pay attention to Espinosa, he should steal.
Danny 1 for 1 this year. Now the surprise factor is gone. And Roark corks one to center right at Ozuna. Well hit ball. Now the Nats have stranded 2 runners. Time to stretch in Miami.
And I just want to wish all of our military a happy Armed Forces Day.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Max. How about a Max Scherzer bobblehead?
I'm in.
There's going to be a couple, first of 2 on May 23rd. So the Mets are in town and Scherzer's in the house. First 25,000 fans receive piece number 1. Visit nationals.com/tickets to follow. So there it is, no hitter number 1. Can't wait to see the next one. We'll see Max on this diamond Sunday afternoon when we rejoin you after Fox has game 2 of the series tomorrow. Fastball 92, first pitch, 7th inning. JT Real Muto. 1 for 2, a base hit and a ground ball.
66 strikes in those 96 pitches.
What a great ratio. And they go slider away. Into the 9 o'clock hour here in downtown Miami. Little Havana, actually, just east of downtown. BCFP DK watching TR pitch really well. Then he takes him up the ladder with the fastball. Ichiro Suzuki for the pitcher spot, 2 hitters away.
Did you say we're east of downtown?
West. We'd be in the water, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I'd be getting bit by a shark right now, I think. And that's
sorry about that.
That's odd for you. You got in at 4 in the morning too, but
I know.
Usually your geography is on point.
Yeah, that was. This is not Atlantis, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that gun by Danny Espinosa. Wow. 1 out, 7th inning. What a pleasure it is to watch that young man play shortstop.
It is. Goes to the backhand, stands tall. And a bullet right on the money. A strike to Ryan Zimmerman east of downtown.
He could throw 80 miles an hour in water.
Yes.
90 in air. Now they've changed up on the potential pinch hitter as Echeverria swings and misses on a slider as Cole Gillespie has stepped out on deck. Target in. Roar got the fastball in there, but Echeverria turned on it. Wert's got to be quick. He's going to go for 2, and he will be out. The ball bouncing right on the bag into the mid of Daniel Murphy. You know the Marlins are going to take a look at this. I mean, that ball right on the bag.
Boy, did you see Echeverria ask Murph if he got him, and Murph said, yeah, let's see that again. Jason Werth hustling to the backhand, the 1-hop, 2-hop throw right on the money. Did he get his glove down in time? Jason Werth hustling down the corner, right over the top. What a throw right on the bag. Well, and where did it get him? Let's see right here. I mean, great play by Werth. Look where this throw is. Murphy doesn't even have to put a tag down. Did he get his foot before it hit the bag? And is there evidence to overturn that?
The question is, did Murphy's glove hit the bag and then bounce up slightly before he got the leg?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. A great play by Jason Werth nonetheless. To make it that close, I thought that was a sure double. Is it indisputable? What do you got on that?
Yeah, that's a big question now because the Nats got the initial call. So not easy to overturn.
Well, maybe if the people in New York are listening and they know it's Jason Werth's birthday, they'll give him that call. See me trying to work it? What do you got?
Here's Murph.
I think you're accurate in saying that he kind of tagged the bag as he was going to tag, but did his foot come off right there? Look at that. Stay with it right there. Keep going. Now, you can't push a foot off the bag. That's illegal, but if it popped up and he kept the tag on.
They're going frame by frame on the video board.
It's a big play.
The crowd really doesn't know how to react.
4-1 game.
So the call was made by Tim Timmons. Crew chief Mike Everett right there. Here we go. He's out. Jason Werth gets the outfield assist on a 7-4. Murphy raises his hands and applauds his left fielder.
Happy birthday to me. Jason Worth has a way better arm at age 37 than he did at 36. I'll tell you that. That is right on the money. Good tag by Murphy. And the play was made, folks, by the hustle of Jason Worth going over into the corner. The backhand play, the effort rewarded the throw. Nicely done.
A couple of things to like about that. 2 outs, but also when you're ahead, now your opponent's out of challenges for the rest of the night. And that's strike one to Cole Gillespie, who's the pinch hitter here for Miami. 0 for 5 as a pinch hitter. And Gillespie, pardon me, career 1 for 2 with an RBI against Tanner Roark.
It's a guy that can run too on top of all that. Echeverria.
2-1. Chance for a sort of 1-2-3 inning. Roark to Gillespie, who fouls one straight back. Jason Worth, first outfield assist of the year. Two now. Tanner Roark would rather not face Derek Dietrich, who's next. Leave him for the bullpen later. 3-2 pitch, just a little low. Second walk of the night, and they've both been by inches.
So this play's made on the hustle by Jason Worth. We've seen the throw enough with the replay, but watch Jason Worth bust it to get over there and make this play. 4-1 game. He could just go in there and say it's a double, but he backhands it, stands tall, and makes a good throw. So that play was made before the throw on the effort by the Nats left fielder. Nicely done.
Jason Worth playing some baseball. Here comes Dusty. Left-handed Derek Dietrich coming in. Dusty wants a lefty. So Tanner Roark will get through 6 2/3. Felipe Rivero. University of Maryland, University College, and by your Washington, D.C. BMW centers. Visit WashingtonDCBMW.com tonight for exceptional offers.
Max Scherzer telling Tanner Roark, nice job. And talking about the off speed that was so effective. Peanuts are back in town May 24th through the 30th. Great giveaways. Tickets are going fast. Call the number on your screen or go to the website.
Felipe Rivero, 22nd appearance. 20 innings, 24 strikeouts. Only 5 walks, but given up some hits lately.
Fastball slider change.
And I think Dan chronicled for us a couple of outings ago, he made a mechanical adjustment to get on top of the ball a little more. Nasty breaking ball, blocked and smothered by Wilson Ramos to Derek Dietrich, who's 1 for 3 career against Rivero. And also hit by a pitch. Marlins down by 3. Relatively short lead by Gillespie. And a ball hit to left. Worth over to cut it off. Getting to it on a hop, and it's 2-1. Martin Prado, the hit man, is next.
I'll tell you what, Derek Dietrich has turned into a tough out on base all 4 times tonight. A couple of hits, a hit by pitch, a walk. That's a good night for any leadoff man.
Yeah, as far as the manager's concerned, he's 4 for 4. Doing his job getting on base. So here's Prado, 1 for 4 with an RBI against Rivero. Tanner Roark responsible for 1 runner on base. That's Gillespie at second. Prado base hit the other way last time. .95 in there.
Nice stop. Nice catch. That ball was headed to the screen. Might have ended a fish's life.
Kelly is for Stanton, 2 batters away. Left-handed Christian Yelich on deck. And Rivero drops in the 87 slight piece. Well, thanks to Tanner Roark, Marlins haven't had very many opportunities at all. Prado to right and tailing out of play.
You know, the general rule of thumb is tie and run at the plate. Don't challenge them in. Don't let them pull something out of the ballpark. Make them beat you to the deep part. But I feel like there might be an exception to that rule here because Felipe Rivero's fastball is so crisp that Prado's a guy that's up the middle the other way. You might be able to beat him on a fastball in here in a 2-2 count. It would be an educated gamble, you feel like.
Two on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch. Right back to Felipe. So Rivero goes off speed to get Prado. And the Marlins have now left 7 runners tonight. Tanner Roark still in line for his 3rd win of the year. He's liking it. We like what he did.
Service. Happy Armed Forces Day.
Thank you, Michael. He will lead off in the top of the 8th inning. The Nats will be a little deeper into the Miami bullpen. Our next TV game is Sunday when the Nats and Marlins meet in Game 3. Max Scherzer, 3-2 career against the Fish. He'll be going against left-hander Adam Conley, who won his last start at Philly. He's 3-2 with a 3.40 ERA. Johnny and Ray, 12:30 with Nats Extra. Sunday afternoon right here on Masson. Jose Urena, according to baseballreference.com, not Urania. But take your pick. Guy's got a good arm.
Got a good arm.
High ERA, though, has been knocked around a bit. 10th appearance. Control numbers: 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. Top of the order, Michael A. Taylor, 2 for 4 career against him. Front door breaking ball right in there. Michael's been aggressive tonight. 1 for 3, 2-run homer. He's hit the ball on the button 3 times.
Look out.
Yeah, kind of bunted it right into his own body there.
You got to watch your hands. That was a 2-seam runner chasing him. Did it get him?
Might have.
I don't think so.
Very close. Then he gets jammed and bounces one to Echeverria. Taylor out by a step. 8th inning underway. Here's Dan with more on Michael A.
Bob, some Nationals fans might have been surprised to see Michael A. Taylor in the lineup today, with Ben Revere having 2 big hits yesterday. But Dusty Baker went with Taylor for a few reasons. 1, a left-handed starter for the Marlins. 2, because Revere has gotten a lot of playing time since coming off the DL. And 3, because we're in Florida. Michael Taylor's from Florida. Dusty likes playing guys when they're close to home. And what do you know, Michael Taylor coming through with a 2-run home run earlier in the game.
Yeah, and he needed some at-bats too. Hasn't started much lately. So, yeah, Dusty pulls another one out of his bag of tricks.
Just got tremendous feel for the game and the situation and the moment. Yeah, he was good in '99 in San Francisco when I was lucky enough to play for him. He is way better right now with all that experience under his belt since then.
Jason Worth against Urena, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Big rolling breaking ball, and Jason fouled it back. And with Christian Yelich to lead off the bottom of the 8th, Felipe Rivero could start that frame. Dusty hasn't been at all shy about having relievers start next innings. Boy, Worth really pasting that one. That's beyond the reach of Marcell Ozuna. And Jason Worth has a 2 for 4 night. That ball found another gear when it got out there.
His out was hard last time up. 2 for 4. A great play to the backhand last inning. His first assist of the season, and Jason Worth could have had 3 with a little luck on his birthday. He'll settle for 2. And he's locking in, folks. Probably be saying the same thing next year at this time on his 38th birthday.
Double number 8 for Worth, whose bat is coming alive. He's now 8 for 20 in his last 6 games.
Walk Bryce to get to Murph. Look at this.
Yeah, good luck.
No lefties in their bullpen, remember.
Bryce Harper about to be intentionally walked for the 12th time this year. Yeah, Don Mattingly in some ways handcuffed as far as last, or rather late game moves with his bullpen. No lefties. They had one toward the end of the series in D.C. last week, Harlan Garcia, but he was optioned when they brought Edwin Jackson back prior to today's game. This is the third time already in 4 plate appearances that Urena walks Harper. Daniel Murphy is 0 for 3 against him, and the league's leading hitter 0 for 3 tonight has a chance to bust this game open. 4-1 Nationals, top of the 8th.
I think Dusty Baker's okay with this move. He's got his guy up. I mean, Bryce is one of his guys, but the way Daniel Murphy just swung the bat against the Mets, the way he's been swinging it all year, I don't think Dusty Baker hates the situation he's in right now.
2-0. Those are easy takes for a guy seeing the ball like Murphy is right now. Worth at second, Harper at first. On 2-0, Murphy ripping, and he foul tipped it. Up the middle, could be 2. Turned by Echeverria, and the ball dropped by Justin Bour to keep the inning alive. Instead of inning over, it's first and third, 2 outs.
Well, it's a good feed. And then a good throw by Echeverria. This is the big leagues. That ball has to be caught at first base. It's in the air, and even if it isn't, that's an easy pick for any first baseman. I'm sure Justin Bour will tell you he's got to make that play.
No error given. You can't assume the double play, and Zimmerman now could really make that hurt. Zimmerman 0 for 1 against the right-hander, and that's inside. Ryan tonight 1 for 3 with that long home run in the second. Front door breaking ball evens the count. Able to lay off.
What's a big pitch in any sequence? That 1-1 pitch. Now Ryan laid off that 2-seamer, and he's got count leverage. That was a strike for a long time before it rode in on his hands.
Ryan not identifying the break until it was too late, and it's 2-2. Three, 4, 5 coming up for the Marlins. 3-run game. Zimmerman, a tapper. Pitcher to his right, and he guns it to Bour. So the Nats get a double by Worth and a walk to Harper. They've stranded 4 runners, still lead by 3. Yet, as expected, Felipe Rivera will at least start the bottom of the 8th. And tonight it's our Navy Federal Credit Union Troop recognition. Proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. Navy Federal Credit Union.
So Bill Addison from MLB.com is tweeting, since 2011 and Jason Worth joined the Nats, he's 6 for 13, 461 average, 2 homers, 5 RBI on his birthday. How about that? That's great.
So can we bring him a candle every day?
That's great. Good for him.
Christian Yelich 0 for 4 career against Felipe Rivera, who threw 8 pitches, 5 strikes in the single given up to Dietrich and the ground ball off the bat of Prado. Sean Kelly ready. Stanton and Ozuna right-handers coming up. And the beauty of a curve at 82. He's working quickly. Yelich to right. Harper will have to play it on a hop, and that's a 1-2 count. Base hit by Christian Yelich in front of Giancarlo Stanton. And here comes Dusty to make the change.
A great adjustment by Yelich. He took the slider, was buckled by it. He figured he'd come with it again. He stuck his nose in there and got Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. Nice at bat.
Felipe Rivera kind of continuing the trend of being a rather hittable lately. 2 hits out of the 3 batters he faces. But he got that big out in the 7th. Kelly and Stanton when you come back.
One Nationals, bottom of the 8th, runner on first. You want to check out stuff like that, pictures, your favorite players, big moments of the game. Follow at Masson Nationals on Instagram for photos, giveaways, and more. Again, that's at Masson Nationals on Instagram. I follow.
Sean Kelly, 19th appearance, 14 innings, 20 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Yeah, fastball slider. You'd think he's going away here primarily to Stanton,
who's 0 for 2 career against him. Tanner Roark had him 0 for 3 tonight. Ground ball, 2 strikeouts. Breaking ball and off the end of the stick, straight back it went. Not that many inherited runners stranded, but the runners were charged to other people, and that's how Kelly still has the 0 ERA. 91 evidently playing quicker.
His balance is all out of whack. I mean, just the way he's swinging with all the weight on his backside.
I think Barry Bonds looking at that pitch saying, my guy should have done something with that. Shift is on. Stanton high in the air to right. Near the corner. Harper. And it's up in the seats. Foul.
So dangerous. Even when he's not locked in, he just touches a ball and it almost goes out to right.
How about that homer he hit at Nationals Park?
Yeah.
We thought it was just a routine fly ball to right. He kept going and going. And then it was in the bullpen. Ramos jumping for that ball. Full count. Nobody out. Dangerous hitter on deck. Plot thickening here in the 8th inning.
Well, Sean Kelly's strength is the fastball the way to right. He's besides the slider, and I wonder if that foul ball might have, made him think twice about that pitch to Stanton. That's his bread and butter. That low fastball down and away.
Breaking ball gets him. Slider for 1 out, and a big one here in the 8th. Stanton 0 for 4. 3 punch-outs.
Yeah, 3 consecutive strikeouts. Sean Kelly goes with the slider, and we're going to show you the whole sequence. Fastball up. You see the in-between check swing. That means he's thinking. Then he goes slider away. Fastball by him at 91, and this one he just touches almost to the foul pole and right. Stands him up with a heater. Just misses with that one. I thought that was close too, and then he goes slider for strike 3.
Here's Ozuna. Kelly ahead of him.
We've seen some really good players the last 2 nights struggle. Really good.
Yeah.
This goes to show you this game will drive you nuts and it'll humble you. Matt Harvey last night, Giancarlo Stanton tonight.
Wow, 0 for his last 14. 4 for his last 45.
He'll figure it out. When he does, look out.
Somebody's going to pay. I hope we're in DC by then. 0-2. Line drive right there, Murphy, and this is a double play. He's just going to toss it to Zimmerman on a 4-3 as Christian Yelich went wandering, and that will do it for the Fish. On this road trip, the Nats bullpen has been excellent so far. But they're in the studio tonight. And they'll have the next extra post-game show for you when this one's over. It's presented by W.B. Mason.
I believe those are Barracuda.
Well, Bear Claw is coming into the ball game for the Marlins.
Fastball 95, slider 82, changeup 90. And I think the closer of the future for the Florida Marlins. He's got good stuff.
17th game of the year, 2.77 ERA, 13 innings, 22 strikeouts. Papel, Bon, and Petit. Yusmero if the Nats score a run to take it out of save range.
Don Mattingly in the background. Did you see it? Anthony Rendon has had 3 good at-bats tonight. A double, a hard ground ball to short, and a line out to right.
And the 1-0, that's up and in. You might remember Bear Claw gave up that home run to Bryce Harper in the weekend series in D.C. Tried to challenge Bryce, and pretty soon it was out of there. Rendon lays off the fastball low. Anthony 0 for 3 career with a walk and a strikeout against this fireballing right-hander who's just 25 years of age. They got him in a trade for Steve Cishek. 3-0. Rendon airing it out, couldn't get to it. And the 3-2 hit hard into left. It's another 2-hit night for Anthony Rendon. So 15 for his last 36. He's aboard leading off the ninth.
Yeah, he's back. I don't think there was ever a question about it, but we've talked. When you miss a lot of time, you have a lot of injuries. Sometimes you develop habits based on compensation for those injuries, and now it looks like he's back to his 2014 self.
Yeah.
And that was 5th in the NL MVP.
4-17 now in his last 9, make it 10 ball games. Here's Wilson Ramos. 0 for 5 against Bear Claw. Up the middle, quick enough to get through. Not quite. And they're going to turn a fantastic double play unless Boer's off the bag, and he is. Great range by Echeverria, and they almost turned it.
Well, Don Mattingly still has a challenge, and he's on his top step. But what a play by the Marlins shortstop. That ball was past him. I mean, that's up the middle, first and third with Rendon's speed and based on the speed of the ball. But Echeverria, who's one of the best in the business, steals a hit from Wilson Ramos. Look at the effort just at the tip of his glove. Double clutches on the feed, but Dietrich with the bare hand relay.
I don't know why the Marlins are standing around. They lost a challenge on Worth's throw.
Can they ask for an umpire review?
I don't know.
The old, we don't have challenges. Can you please review that, sir?
I mean, that could go on forever.
I think he's going to ask.
He's going to talk about it with Mike Everett, who made the off the base call at first base.
Look, I'm out of challenges. I already tried it on the Worth play. I realize that, but
if I'm the umpire, I say I made the call and let's play on.
I'd greatly appreciate if you guys could put the headsets on and just do me a solid right here. See, he talked him into it. I don't know.
To me, this is a flaw in the system.
It is.
When you're out of challenges and a veteran umpire who's been in the big leagues for 21 years makes a call, and now they're going to look at it.
Well, Dusty did the same thing the other day when he was out of challenges. So
I think when you're out of challenges, that is.
I think Terry Collins went out and said, wait, the Nats are out of challenges. How can they challenge?
There's a lot of gray area in here.
So you're going to challenge. He's off the bag, Dusty said, and he's out of challenges.
Well, they're going to go to the headsets. You know, I said back in the 7th inning, when Worth's call on the throw stood up, I said the great thing about this is now you're ahead in the ball game and the other team doesn't have any challenges left. Well, things can work out the other way. Was he still on there? He might have been.
I think he was. This will show you.
So we'll call this a crew chief review.
Which, talking to Matt Williams last year, he found out about this, and he said, hey, I found out that if you just ask him politely for a umpire review when you're out of challenges, they can either say yes or they can say no. So why not, as a manager, if you are out of challenges, ask politely. Maybe slip him a 20 or something.
We wait and we wait after a 21-year veteran made a safe call at first base.
And I guess the argument on the other side of it would be, hey, replay's been installed to get it right.
Yeah.
And if there is a wiggle room and some gray area in the system, as a manager, of course you're going to take advantage of it. I'd do the same thing if I was Don Mattingly.
Not at all faulting him.
Yeah. Do the same thing if I was Dusty Baker the other night in New York. Do the same exact thing.
Every replay we've seen has not been conclusive on the board here that Bohr was on the bag. You just can't tell from what we've seen.
And here, this is Dusty's first go around with this stuff, so he's shaking his head. The whole replay deal.
Yeah, old school guys. Like, what is going on? I thought there was one challenge per team. If you're not right on your first one.
Strong beard game by the replay guy, by the way. It's fierce. Put an eye out with that thing.
I mean, where's the Jeopardy theme right now? If it takes this long, the call should not be overturned.
You're grouchy with no sleep, by the way.
No, I'm serious. I feel great. I had 8 hours, baby. I don't know what you did all morning.
Here we go. What do we got? Dígame.
Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. They're going to Dusty.
Try to calm him down.
Might as well call him out.
This
right
is
now.
a great shot. Look at Baker's reaction. Look at this. He's confused like everybody. All right.
After all that, the call stands.
Safe at second, too, are they saying? Wait.
Did they see something at second base? And this is where a simple umpire announcement to the crowd would erase all the confusion that's in the ballpark right now. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Ramos at first with one out. Espinoza coming up. And Clint Robinson on deck for the pitcher.
They check second, the slide. And they check foot on the base, and my head's about to explode.
But please do not let this become the NFL. Where it's taking so long to wrap up games. Two and 0 to Danny Espinosa.
It was Derek Dietrich's foot on the bag, check. Was the slide by Rendon good, check. Was Bohr's foot on the bag, I don't know. But we had a lot of stuff going on.
Took a long time to change nothing. 3 in a row outside to Espinosa.
All right. So don't sleep on the play, please. We talk about the replay so much. That's a tremendous play by the Marlins shortstop. And a pretty good pick by Justin Bohr. And a nice bare hand turn. So whatever happened, that was a great play.
And Rendon slid right into the bag. 4-pitch walk to Danny Espinosa. So now if you're a Marlins fan, you're wondering, did this affect my pitcher standing around for 5 minutes? 2 on, 1 out. Clint Robinson coming in. Robinson against Bearclaw. 0 for 1 career with a base on balls. And he goes with a breaking ball and can't get that in either. So it's the top of the 9th if you've lost track. 2 on, 1 out. Nats lead 4-1. Hits are even at 8. Ramos ahead of Espinosa. Glenn Robinson takes one out there as Bearclaw keeps missing on that side to these left-handed batters. Off speed with a breaking pitch.
That almost got Ben Revere and Mike Maddox. Mike Maddox already bolted. He's down the other end. He got a phone call. Well, this is a big part of this ball game. First and second, 1 out. Little add-on run that they've been looking for since the second. Like I said, you come out all amped up and then you hit the wall when you get in at 4 a.m. because you play a night game on a travel day.
Way outside. Real Muto just able to stab it. And now he's within a pitch of loading him up for Michael A. Taylor. The Miami defense has been standing around for a long time. Robinson high and foul. Clint staying alive.
Good fight going on.
As a pinch hitter, Clint Robinson this year 2 for 8 with a home run. Overall 167, 2 long balls, 8 RBIs. Takes the walk and the bases are loaded.
Great at bat. Great at bat. Not easy to do when you've been sitting around for 3 hours.
Now we know Michael A. Taylor likes to attack early, FP. Does he alter his approach at all here, given 2 walks in a row?
Well, there's a way to do that. It's called being patiently aggressive. You're looking for one pitch in one zone. So fastball, center cut, middle in, whatever your happy place is, you go to it. That's what I want. One pitch, one spot. So I'm ultra aggressive in a zone.
There's Edwin Jackson, just reactivated.
Because if you go up there taking and he throws that pitch, you'll have nightmares about it all night. So you can't be passive in these situations. You have to be aggressive with a plan.
Taylor 0 for 5 career against Bear Claw with 4 Ks. So let's reset the runners for you. Ramos reaching on the controversial, but not really, fielder's choice. Espinosa walked. Robinson walked. Inning started with a base hit by Anthony Rendon, who was forced out on that fantastic play by Echeverria.
Yeah,
front door breaking ball for a strike.
And you give him that. You're not looking for a first pitch slider, and you're trying to zone up a fastball.
Time given. Michael already 2 RBIs tonight on his 4th home run of the year.
Ooh, got a hanger right there.
Hit .447 his senior year up the road at Westminster Academy, Fort Lauderdale. 0-2 with 1 out. Swing and a miss on 3 consecutive breaking balls. He has struck out. It's up to Jason Worth. So the Mets winning their 23rd game of the year. Yeah, the Brewers led in that game 2-1. Mets won it 3-2.
See if
Phillies getting hammered, by the way.
The birthday boy could put an exclamation point on this one and his night.
Braves 7-1 at Philly. 0-1 to Worth. Swing and a foul tip on a heater. And on a pitch way outside, now the catcher just has to step on home. The Nats strand 3. They left a bunch of runners, 6 in the last 3 innings, 3 outs to get. 3 outs to get for Jonathan Papelbon, seeking his 12th save in 14 opportunities.
Oh, there's the Arsenal fastball slider split. The slider and the split were good his last time out against the Mets. 18th appearance for Jonathan, 3.24 ERA. Opponents hitting .286, lefties .303, righties .267.
6-7-8 for the Fish. Boer, Real Muto, and Echeverria, so a lefty, and then 2 righties. Justin Boer, 1 for 6 career with an RBI against Jonathan. Boer up there hacking. Papelbon, 18 pitches, 8 strikes. Getting some work for an inning in New York last night with a walk and 2 strikeouts. As we're at the 10 o'clock hour here in Miami, the Nats trying to make it 3 in a row on this road trip and get back to 10 over 500. Off-speed breaking ball that really slowed down his bat. There's a cluster of guys over there, and Murphy calls off Espinosa. 1 out.
One grenade, take them all out.
Next up, Real Muto. He's 1 for 3. And against Papelbon, 2 for 5 with a home run. First pitch fastball hit well to left. Not well enough. Jason Worth 2 down. Echeverria 4 for 12 against Papelbon. Final hope for the Marlins. Last time up he had that base hit to left. And Jason Worth had his first outfield assist since August 18th of last year at Colorado. Perfect on the outside edge. Then he follows it up with that 79. 0-2. Close to the end of the game right there.
Papelbon thought it was. You see him skip off the mound.
Breaking ball hit to center. It's going to drop in front of Michael A. Taylor. And the put it in play Marlins are not done yet. Ichiro Suzuki is coming in. Sitting on 2,950 hits. Suzuki is 3 for 11 career against Papelbon.
There's our friends with the Ichiro shirts and the Sharpies. They have to have a whole box, don't they?
Tracking his every step. Nats will give Echeverria second base. Four-1 ball game, 1 out to get. Ichiro vacating the batter's box as that one came in. Rendon has to respect his speed, playing just beyond the baseline.
Well, his job is just to get on base and get that tying run to the plate. That's all he's thinking about. How do I get on?
Up the middle. Cut off. Espinosa. Game over. Danny right up the middle to end the proceedings. Sleep well, Nationals. After a long night of travel, they've just won the first game of the series 4-1.
Yeah, tip your cap. They came out with a lot of energy tonight. A rough travel day. Dusty's boys were ready to play, and Danny Espinosa makes a beautiful play to end this game. Ichiro could still run, so he knew he had to get rid of it with something on it. Going to his left, Jonathan Papelbon with the shout out. He knows what a good